What's up, YouTubers? This is your boy Big Metroid Fan 12 coming to you with another video game review. And in this review, I'm going to talk about the game Sonic Mega Collection, which was released on the GameCube by Sega and Sonic Team and everything. And this game is essentially a compilation game that consists of mostly Sonic games that were originally released on the Sega Genesis. Now I know there was a PlayStation 2 and Xbox version of Sonic Mega Collection, but I'm not going to talk about those games because there are some Sonic games that was released on those two platforms. You know what I'm saying? Those two consoles that was never on this particular version that I'm talking about on the GameCube and stuff like that. Now, as far as the games that are on Sonic Mega Collection on the GameCube are essentially the original Sonic trilogy, Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic 3D, Sonic Pinball, and Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine and everything. And essentially, the plot of each game is pretty much maintained in all of them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't need to rehash what the plots for each game is, essentially, because anybody who played them know what the plot is for each of these games and stuff like that. Now, there are other games that you can unlock, which are essentially Blue Spear, Sonic, and Knuckles. You know, it's Knuckles and Sonic 2, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Fletchy and Rostar, you know what I'm saying? But to unlock them, you have to beat the other seven games that I mentioned a certain number of times to pretty much unlock them individually and stuff like that. Now, pretty much the modes of the game, the modes of Sonic Mega Collection are essentially games, extras, options, and manuals. The games mode is essentially the games that I just mentioned. You know what I'm saying? The ones that are playable at the onset of you playing, and then there's the others that you unlock and stuff like that. Now, the extras mode pretty much consists of like illustrations, movies, and comics and everything like that. Now, the comics under extras is essentially the showing the cover of the Sonic the Hedgehog comic book series. It also includes the cover art for the Knuckles comic book series. Then there's the other comic book series within the Sonic universe. You know what I'm saying? There's Sonic Blast, Sonic the Hedgehog, In Your Face, Sonic Live, Sonic Quest, Sonic and Knuckles, Tails, Sonic the Hedgehog, Triple Double, and Princess Sally. Now, as far as Princess Sally is concerned, the only way I remember her from that second Sonic cartoon show where Sonic was a part of that freedom fighters group that was trying to take down Dr. Robotnik, you know. Now, as far as the illustrations are concerned, these are like pictures of different Sonic characters, stuff like that. And also includes like cover art for like various games that was released while some of these Sega consoles were out back in the 90s before Sega stopped making consoles and stuff. And pretty much the movies are consist of different cutscenes, like from Sonic CD, trailers from Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Advance, and the story of Sonic and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of stuff like that. Then there's the fact that there's also the manual where you can pretty much view the instruction booklets for all the games that was released on the Genesis. That's a part of Sonic Mega Collection. You can like pretty much read them if you want to. It's not really required in that that is this, you know what I'm saying? And each game in Sonic Mega Collection pretty much maintains all of the game modes in each game, whether you're talking about Sonic the Hedgehog, Sonic and Knuckles, or Sonic Pinball, it doesn't matter. All of them maintains all the modes that was in the original release and everything. And pretty much if you want to if you let's say you want to play Sonic 3D Blast and you're playing but you're playing say the first Sonic the Hedgehog game, all you have to do is press C. It'll show up a menu that says do you like you want to keep playing or you want to exit, you know what I'm saying? You pretty much go to exit and press like A and get out if you want to play like a Sonic uh, 3D Blast or Sonic pinball and stuff like that. You know. Now, I will say that the graphics and design for Sonic Mega Collection is pretty good. You know what I'm saying? It's excellent. I would say it's just as excellent as they were when they were pretty much originally released on the Genesis and stuff like that. It don't matter if you're talking about one of the games from the from the original Sonic trilogy, Sonic Knuckles, Sonic Pinball. It doesn't matter. It's still as good. You know what I'm saying? Now the controls are the gameplay just as responsive. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And it's pretty much just like playing it on the Genesis. You know what I'm saying? Like don't matter if you're talking about the original Sonic trilogy, Sonic Pinball, whatever the case. Even the games that you unlock, it's pretty much responsive with those games also. So I have no complaints with the controls, no complaints with the graphics, stuff like that. It's pretty much the same thing with the soundtrack. The soundtrack sounds just as good as it did when these games were originally released on the Genesis. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter which game you're talking about when you're talking about the soundtrack. Still good, still aged well. You know what I'm saying? In terms of the soundtrack and the graphics and all that. You know what I'm saying? Now, the one gripe that comes to mind that I noticed is that most of the games, with the exception of Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, pretty much don't have a difficulty setting. And that difficulty setting doesn't exist within the options menu of Sonic Mega Collection either, which I forgot to bring up. So it's kind of like there's very little in terms of the options. You know what I'm saying? You can pretty much change the button configuration and the audio setup and view the credits and all of that. But yeah, in terms of the difficulty setting, there is none with the exception of Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. But it is that game, even on easy, has this difficulty spike that is, in my opinion, just outright ridiculous. Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine would have been a lot more fun, in my opinion, if this difficulty spike didn't exist. Now, I would have understood that if Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine would got progressively harder, but that doesn't happen here. You know what I'm saying? It's not like playing Tetris on the NES or Game Boy, where each stage just get progressively harder. You know what I'm saying? This Dr. Robotnik's difficulty spike is pretty much my main gripe with this particular compilation game. And quite honestly, they could have easily replaced this game with another game that was made by Sega that could have been a part of Sonic Mega Collection. It could have been like Streets of Rage or another like Sonic game that was released on the Genesis and all that. But outside of that particular complaint about Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, as far as the difficulty spike, Sonic Mega Collection is a pretty much a good compilation game. You know what I'm saying? I would say it's easily one of the best compilation games that were released on any console. You know what I'm saying? Don't matter if you're talking about like GameCube, Xbox, PlayStation 2, or any other um, console and all that. And now, as far as the story, I definitely give Sonic Mega Collection a 9 out of 10 and everything. Now, with that being said, you can sound off about Sonic Mega Collection. You know what I'm saying? You could talk about which game you play the most. You know what I'm saying? In terms of the number of games that exist in the GameCube version of it. You could even talk about the version that was released for the Xbox and PlayStation 2, like 2 years after this GameCube version and all that. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, if you like this video, don't hesitate to click the thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell notification button for more videos. This is your boy Big Metroid Fan 12 signing off.